Hi, hello, and welcome everybody. One step closer to the weekend. For me, we're just one day away. From some of you guys might be well on your way to the weekend on the other side of the world. Happy Friday, happy Thursday, depending on where you guys are listening, watching from. We are here with another Honkai style rail stream. Anniversary goes hard. We got a lot of stuff to react to, a lot of things to experience. And today is going to be, unfortunately, one of the last few things we have available to experience from Anniversary that will be streaming on the channel, which is, of course, Several Wolf's animated short, because we didn't get to react to it within the story because they didn't include it within the story quest, which was a bit of a surprise to me, but also they didn't quite ever confirm that it was going to be a part of the story. So I think a lot of us had doubts on whether it would be included in the story, and I just assumed it would be. So that's my mistake. I probably should have watched it before we did the main story, which we did yesterday. For those of you who came in and watched that, thank you very much. But yeah, that's what we're going to be doing today. And then, of course, the next stream will be the discussion slash recap stream, which will probably either be this weekend or next Monday. So that should be fun. But yeah, in terms of housekeeping items, I mean, I just talked about it. When is the next stream going to be? Well, the next stream will be whenever I decide to stream our usual traditional discussion slash recap stream, which usually is the weekend after the week release of the story patch. So that'll either be the Saturday, the Sunday, or potentially Monday, depending on how I feel from an energy level. So it'll be coming soon, and it's going to be a ton of fun. We'll go through and talk about and discuss what I liked, what I didn't like, my overall thoughts on the storytelling, my theories of potentially what's going to come later in the Planar Arcadia story, and just a whole bunch of other things. So that should be a lot of fun if you guys want to come in and chat it up with me and just have a good old time. So that is housekeeping item number one. And then, of course, I'm going to keep bringing it up until I do it. I have your YouTube comments to respond to, which I have yet to respond to, and I will make sure that I respond to them eventually. Preferably, hopefully, today or this weekend. We'll see. But yeah, that's about it. So the story quest was absolutely fantastic. I did think it's not the best story quest that Star Rail has to offer, right? But it's definitely in the upper half of the story quest that Star Rail has released up until now. I'm not sure if I would say it's my favorite Planar Arcadia story quest. Actually, probably, yeah. I'd probably say it is my favorite Planar Arcadia story quest. 4.0, probably my second favorite, or is it 4.1? We've only had 3 so far, so there's not a lot of competition, right? Not a lot of things to compare it to, but just the climax with Full Wish and the boys, the men, Sunday Blade, the Trailblazer, and then obviously if you pick Still, I guess is not fully the boys, but Sunday Blade, Don Hong, the Trailblazer, and Ashvale. That was awesome. And then everything leading up to it was also super great. The setup was well done. And I feel like the writing in the first half of the story quest, which I'll talk about more in the discussion slash recap stream, was actually pretty well written. Like it was very tight. It was very well paced. I felt that the interactions between Yao Guang and Evanesia were some of my favorite parts of the entire story quest, and we definitely got a lot of character development for many characters as well, from start to finish. So yeah, I have a lot of thoughts. Obviously, still need to let things ruminate in my head, let things process. So that's gonna take a couple of days. So we'll see when the recap slash discussion stream is going to be. So that should be cool. But for today, we've got the animated short, which is going to be a lot of fun. The animated shorts for the main kind of marquee main push characters that Star Rail has are always gorgeous. They're always phenomenal, and I'm excited for this one. I will say this before we kind of transition over to YouTube and bring it up and get ready to react to it. I have been spoiled, unfortunately, on something that happens in this short. I do know that SCREWLLUM is in this short and that he plays a big part in this short. So unfortunately, you can't exactly dodge social media for that long before getting spoiled on something that is that popular. So I am aware that SCREWLLUM is in this animated short, and if SCREWLLUM is in a Silver Wolf animated short, I anticipate that there is going to be some type of conflict. So I'm excited to see that, what form that takes in. Obviously, the animation is going to be beautiful. And SCREWLLUM and SCREWLLUM together, that's going to be some really great voice acting, some very unique voice acting as well. I feel like both SCREWLLUM and SilverWolf's VAs have a very unique intonation, a very unique cadence to the way that they speak. So I'm excited to see what they end up doing in this animated short. So, and of course, doesn't necessarily have to be a conflict, but if it is a conflict, then that's a good thing because I titled my stream Silverwolf versus SCREWLLUM. So I hope there's a conflict of some kind. So, anywho, let's go ahead and transition over to our good old animated short here. We've got audio on, closed captions on, HD on. All right, so for those of you who are watching the VOD over here in the future and are unaware on how we do things on the channel, for every trailer that we react to for Star Rail, we go and react to the trailer 3 times. The first time through will be no pauses, no breaks. You'll get my blind, raw reaction to the trailer. There's going to be probably some laughing, probably some screaming, probably some crying, and any emotion in between that. So that's the first time through. Then we let our emotions calm down. We let things settle. We go through the trailer again. This time, no pauses, no breaks, but I can focus a bit more, right? I can be a bit more attentive to the dialogue, to any details that are going around in the trailer, to any potential foreshadowing. And then last but not least, on the 3rd time through, that's where we mute the sound and we just kind of go through things frame by frame. Not exactly frame by frame, but we're kind of like, really hyper fixating, hyper focusing on what's going on the screen, kind of like seeing if we can pick and prod some extra details that we might not have seen from the first few watches, and just in general having a good time, just kind of like being an absolute Honkai Star Rail snob and ultra fan. So that is the way things work, and yeah, not much else to say. So we're going to go ahead and jump in here in a bit. The animated short for Silverwolf, is this game even playable? Here we go in 3, 2, 1. Doing some cacking. Ooh, there she is. Or is this SCREWLLUM doing the hacking? Or they're both doing the hacking. Hey, there's my boy.
It's a living thing too. Why must you make things difficult for it, esteemed wolf?
You've already figured out who I am. Well, that makes things easy. Elio always warned us not to mess with the genius society.
Yeah, and how's that going for you, Silverwolf? Oh, is this their first confrontation? Oh, animation. God damn. Oh, fuck. Oh, they're just straight up fist fighting in a digital world. Who knew Silverwolf could throw hands? Ooh, and who knew SCREWLLUM could throw lasers? Bro, he is just floating in midair, aura farming.
Not bad. Now then, warm-up's over.
Oh, of course, tapping to the beat. And what a beat it is, god damn. Oh, she's so smug. She's so smug. Sage, watch Silverwolf suffer? Oh no.
Miss Silverwolf's APM is truly incredible.
APM?
We can finally play to our
Talking about APM in the Star Rail trailer. Sage, hope you're doing well, my man. Happy almost weekend. Also, damn, SCREWLLUM? Oh, he lost his hat. Oh, he got pissed off. Ooh, shit. You weren't kidding, Sage. SCREWLLUM is in complete control. Did I just see this guy come? Oh, god damn. Well, this is a bit one-sided. So, Wolf, I think we need 999 here. Yeah, there we go.
The eon of relations power and... No, wait. This isn't something you should have right now.
What? Why? Oh, she's angry. There we go.
Destiny's slave. Do you have any idea what you've done?
Scared? No excuse.
Does Elia know that she's doing this? Oh, fuck me, SCREWLLUM. Isn't SCREWLLUM theoretically supposed to lose here? Silverwolf is as close to an Eon as you can get. Oh. Uh-oh. Oh, she's losing control. She's losing control. Ooh. Oh, fuck. SCREWLLUM, some help here. Her, like, alternate future self is like, ooh. Oh, shit. Oh.
You've already lost to me. Don't come out here nitpicking. Didn't you want to get stronger?
Oh, god damn.
My fight to win or lose. Call the shot.
Oh, good job. Well, now she's probably too exhausted to keep the fight going.
Hey, don't tell me you actually died. Huh?
Uh-oh. Just a...
That's more like it. Now you see how strong I am.
He's the ultimate
I can knock
banisher.
you flat with just one finger.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if that was just one finger. Oh,
2.
oh my god, this absolute goat.
See you around, young hunter.
Absolute goat.
After all, I am the administrator here.
He does have a little bit of Lygus, like, charm to him, doesn't he?
Shameless cheater and total disgrace.
She's so
Everyone
angry.
told you. Cheating on missions plus sneaking off with cartridges equals a week locked up.
So this is how she got into the prison from the story. Also, hi, Kafka. What a way to end it. No wonder people were telling me that there was like some like quote unquote harmless spoilers from the animated short. Like, yeah, eventually you do see, like, you know, the same scene with Silverwolf in the cell with Kafka in the story quest, but saying she calls him a cheater, she's a hypocrite. Well, yeah. I think what we've established so far in Planet Arcadia is that Silverwolf is not nearly as like emotionally matured as we thought she was. Like, every time we've seen Silverwolf before Planet Arcadia, aside from a few occasions, like obviously when she like confronted SCREWLLUM and Herta in the simulated universe at the very start of the game, but she's been mostly, you know, composed, like calm, collected. She's like chilling around. Obviously, she's a bit of a troll, but so far in Planet Arcadia, we get to say that, yeah, she's a bit of a brat, isn't she? Now, she's not completely a brat. We did see that in 4.2, she does have the capacity for empathy and sympathy, and she cares about the Stellaron Hunters and the Trailblazer, and she has, you know, the intentions to do well with her power. So, well, what you should notice here is that even if she lost control, SCREWLLUM would have kicked her out regardless. That was his goal after she used the cartridge. Yeah. No, absolutely. I think that was pretty clear. That the moment that Silverwolf used her cartridge, so SCREWLLUM realized, okay, well, now that she's using, you know, the power of elation to this extent, I probably can't defeat her in like a hacker, like digital battle, right? So using my administrator privileges, I'm just gonna go boop, goodbye. And he just needed to buy time at that point. I mean, I think it's pretty clear that's what was happening, was that the entire fight from the point on when Silverwolf summoned her level 999 power, SCREWLLUM was just buying time so that he could kick Silverwolf out. Yep, we got to see SCREWLLUM banning her accounts in a very destructive way visually. He was like literally firing lasers just like at all of them. Just bing, 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 bing. So this is where the rivalry begins, Sage. It was really cool to see. Let's watch it again. Animation was beautiful as well. So there's Silverwolf's gloves. There's SCREWLLUM's gloves. And here we go.
It's a living thing, too. Why must you make things difficult for it, esteemed wolf?
You You've already figured out who I am. Well, that makes things easy. Elio always warned us not to mess with the genius society.
Yeah.
Let's see what
And you're gonna get a week and a timeout for a week. No, SCREWLLUM does have some good martial ability. Superhero stance.
Not bad. Now
She's
that
so
the
happy.
warm-up's over,
She's found like a good adversary. Here come all 76. And she's so smug in each one of those 76.
Oh. Controlling 76 accounts at once. Miss Silverwolf's APM is truly incredible.
SCREWLLUM would fit into League of Legends.
finally play to our hearts'
And look at him. He's big chillin'. He loses his hat and he's just like, okay. Grabs the hat, puts it back on. He's got his priorities straight. And here we go. The banning of all 76 accounts. There's like a good 5 at least. I like that this short respects both characters. Yeah. It doesn't like overwhelm you with one particular bias.
The eon of relations power and... No, wait. This isn't something you should have right now.
Yeah, SCREWLLUM's like, ah, fuck. This isn't on purpose. She's doing this of her own accord. And from this moment on, I think SCREWLLUM is just working to get her out.
Do you have any idea what you've done?
scared. No excuses. Any last words?
It's nice to hear SCREWLLUM's voice actor take on this energy. We don't usually get to hear her like this.
Too slow.
Why do I feel like this short is setting up Planet SCREWLLUM as a location? Bro, that would be awesome.
Leave it to me. This thing's nothing but a pile of scrap metal.
Silverwolf used Draco Meteor. Seemingly, this power is even affecting time and space reality itself.
Don't come out here nitpicky. Didn't you want to get stronger?
That's her primary motivation, yes.
I fight to win or lose. I call the shot.
She's very prideful as well, but she uses her pride in a very certain way.
Hey, don't tell me you actually died. Huh?
Not quite. He's just a torso.
That's more like it. Now you see how strong I am? I could knock you flat with just one finger.
It took you a lot more than one finger, Silverwolf, but also
3,
3.
2, 1. See you around, young hunter.
The goat. And there she goes. And now back to timeout.
After all, I am the administrator here.
He's so matter of the fact about it. And now she's just a gremlin in her timeout corner.
Shameless cheater and total disgrace.
Elio told you. Cheating on missions plus sneaking off with cartridges equals a week locked up.
It's always nice to see Kafka in an animated short. Kafka, you have to play Mother for a bit. Sage, I feel like the cartridge only works on Planet Arcadia. That could be an interesting thing, actually. Like, Silverwolf is still unable to control her full power, but in Planet Arcadia she is because it is the planet Evolution. That'd be a pretty cool like story concept. Sage, this does seem to set up her potential death. Losing the game is losing herself. Yeah, but or maybe she stays alive, right? She just gets taken over completely. If we're gonna have a Stellaron Hunter die, though, it is not going to be anytime soon. It's gonna be way down the line. But yeah, it is something to keep in mind of. It isn't just the fact that Silverwolf can't control her power. She literally can't control the source of the power, this other entity. Like it's trying to like take over her. Kind of like a Naruto Nine Tails situation or a Yuji Sukuna situation from Naruto and JJK respectively. Isn't it funny that Elio can just lock them up for being naughty children? Well, yes and no. In 4.2, Sage, first, have you played through 4.2? I don't want to spoil anything. If you haven't played through 4.2, I won't say anything. But in 4.2, there's something relevant to that conversation that I could bring up. But yes, it's just weird how young she feels compared to all the other Stellaron hunters. No, I have not played 4.2 yet. Okay, thank God that I asked, because I was about to tell you a spoiler, not a major spoiler. I will say it was a very minor spoiler, but still a spoiler nevertheless. But yeah, I mean, this is part of her personality, right? Um, it isn't just the fact that she is the youngest Stellaron hunter by experience, the fact that she joined last, but she also likely is biologically the youngest Stellaron hunter. Well, who knows, right? We don't know how long her life is on Punk Lord, but we haven't heard anything about Punk Lord being a long life species planet. Well, most immature. Yeah, probably. She's also still probably the youngest. Blade is quite old, right? Because he was old as Ying Sing. Firefly is very old because she was back during, she was alive back during Lamath. Kafka is, we don't know how old Kafka is either, but she's implied to be decently old, at least old enough to the point where, she was able to recruit Firefly into the Stellaron Hunters after some time passed. So, but yeah, Silverwolf is likely the youngest, but certainly the most immature. Kafka's probably pretty old, but maybe just in human years. Yeah, I agree. I think Kafka and Silverwolf are both adults. I just think that Kafka's probably further along in her life than Silverwolf. Certainly more life experience, that's for sure. And Elio is the old man. Elio is interesting because we now know what Elio looks like, right? So, and he doesn't look old. That's for damn sure. He's basically just wavy hair Gojo, and he definitely looks very young. But yeah, there's Elio could be 1 year old. He could be thousands of years old. Who knows at this point? He's just a mystery. Yeah, he is kind of straight out of Tron, isn't he, Sage? He does kind of. I honestly, aside from like his eyes and hair color, I could have seen like they made him a pretty boy, but like his outfit, like his aesthetic, that's not what I imagined for Elio at all. But I kind of like it. I kind of do like it. I think it's solid. Anywho, let's go through this really quickly. Let's kind of go pause, kind of see what we can infer. But yeah, this is mostly action, right? The trailer starts with a couple of notes here that I want to read. Is this just the very start? Yeah. 3 days ago, Planet SCREWLLUM received a portent of an anomalous invader. 3 system hours ago, the differentiator suffered a brief crash. 3 minutes ago, Planet SCREWLLUM security systems were utterly breached. So basically, yeah, just Silverwolf was like, hey, what's good? What's good, SCREWLLUM? What's good, Genius Society? I want to have some fun. And from the very start of this animated short, you kind of do get the impression that this is Silverwolf acting on her own accord. Like, this isn't something that Elio asked her to do. This doesn't seem to me like it would be a part of the script. Sage, I wouldn't be surprised if the finality is an idea like the grid. SCREWLLUM mentions that the planet is alive. Oop, knocked my monitor over just a little bit. The finality being a grid is interesting because we know for sure that we have like 4 finalities, right? But yeah, actually, I don't know what to think about it. I honestly don't know if I would like that. I think I would prefer the finality to be like a more simplistic event, something that is, yes, very imposing and impending as well, but doesn't have too many like complex, different moving story piece gears behind it. If that makes sense. When you have a big climax in the shape of an event that isn't a story, right? The more complicated you make it, ironically, the lesser the impact is when it arrives. So, but anywho, so this is, I think the moment Silverwolf and Skrilla meet for the first time. The two kind of seem unfamiliar with each other. The dialogue between them is a bit more robotic. Well, not robotic, but distant, right? So, but yeah, she's clearly very prideful. Clearly, wants to show off her strength. And yeah, then she kind of confirms that Elia was like, "You shouldn't mess with the Genius Society." And she's like, "But what if I did?" And they just start straight up fighting in digital, space. And SCREWLLUM is putting up a fantastic fight. In fact, he's winning for the vast majority of this fight. He's in complete control. Silverwolf isn't exactly, like doing too bad either, but then we get the 76 accounts that has been referenced before. Sage, when did they reference the 76 accounts? Was it back during the start of the game in her character quest with Kafka? Yeah, Silverwolf clearly doesn't know him, so I do think this is just their first meeting. Yeah. And even with 999, he came out on top. Well, we don't necessarily know quite yet because Silverwolf lost control. Like, would Silverwolf with a fully mastered level 999 be able to defeat SCREWLLUM? At the very least, Silverwolf in that form was winning in combat against SCREWLLUM. At least in digital space combat, Silverwolf in level 999, she was winning. But she couldn't control it, and then with the time that SCREWLLUM bought, he was able to go bink, bye-bye. So, in this particular fight, yes, he came out on top. I think it was that event when you meet SCREWLLUM. I think the accounts is mentioned then. Yeah, and then Pearl used them against Silverwolf. I think you and I are remembering the same thing. But yeah, here are the 76 accounts. She's incredibly cocky in every single one of them. I love this smile that Silverwolf has in this animated short. She's just like, yeah. Because I think she's having a good time. She's looking for worthy opponents, worthy rivals, because she's so strong, right? As level 999, that she wants to find people that she can test herself against, right? She's a past rider of the Elation. She doesn't want to be bored. She wants to have fun. And SCREWLLUM is someone who can provide that for her. And yeah, this is the visual imagery of SCREWLLUM just getting rid of all 76 of her accounts. This motherfucker just starts conducting, almost conducting these lasers to get rid of all the accounts. It's amazing. It's such a great visual. And then she gets frustrated, and that's when 999 comes. Is it funny that the very first meeting, she doesn't seem to want to make more accounts after this fight? I think it's more the sense that she realizes it's pointless, that any extra accounts don't matter, and also that she respects SCREWLLUM. And then this is interesting, right? We get to see images of Penacony, of Herta Space Station. What else do we get to see? Was it the Cienjo? No, Pierpoint. We got to see Pierpoint. And seemingly things start to shift. And I don't know if that's space shifting or time shifting, but clearly this battle or level 999's power is influencing the outside world. And SCREWLLUM's like, God damn it, Elio, I have to send him an email later. And yeah, so SCREWLLUM is losing here. He is straight up just getting his ass beat. But like we said, the point of the fight now is not to beat Silverwolf in combat. It's to get her out of here. And the power going out of control definitely buys SCREWLLUM a ton of time to be able to do that. And this is also where I want to talk. The voice acting from Silverwolf's voice actor. What's the name of her voice actor? Also, nice impact frame. Melissa Fawn. I assume that's how you pronounce it. Melissa does a great job in this animated short. We don't rarely get to hear Silverwolf this animated, right? She's, like I said, most of the time calm, cool, collected. But in this animated short, and here's the Penacony and the space station being affected even more. But in this animated short, Silverwolf is going off. Her emotions are high. So Sage, this just makes me want Playable Erudition SCREWLLUM more. Yeah, all of us want SCREWLLUM. He's probably going to be an anniversary character, right? He's that hype of a character. One interesting thing is that SCREWLLUM does end up winning the clash between her other self here. Like it takes her a bit, but no one helps her here. She just straight up wrestles control back from the other more evil SCREWLLUM. And now she's like, yeah, you see how strong I am? Still a little bit of immaturity there, right? And there probably always will be. That's what makes her her. And then SCREWLLUM aura farming. SCREWLLUM aura farms as a torso. That's how much aura SCREWLLUM has. And now we get the best scene in the entire short. I'm just kidding, probably not. But she's so angry. And then she's like, Kafka, God damn it. You know Kafka came here to taunt her, right? She's absolutely here to taunt Silverwolf. Look at that smile. It's really fun animated short. Super fun. Super fun. That's what I expected, right? And I can kind of see why they didn't include this in the main story, right? It doesn't necessarily feel like something that kind of melds well within the story of Planet Arcadia. So I just wish we would have gotten an announcement of some kind of like, hey, this animated short, this one specifically, this one you can watch as soon as we release it. It's not in the main story. So hopefully they do that going forward. Sage, I think this showcases Elio's script writing potentially altering. Maybe. Could be. I assume we were talking about like the Pennyconey and the Herta space station kind of like weird shift. Sage, I just feel like they aren't releasing him because he's a robot. They aren't doing it because they keep building up his importance in his planet and his story. Well, I think he's going to be playable eventually. I would be kind of a disappointment if he isn't, in all honesty. But yeah, it's going to be a while till he's released. I don't think it's going to be anytime soon. He's going to be released probably in 5.x or 6.x, like way down the line. And there's always the chance that SCREWLLUM ends up being like a Xandar clone and he ends up being an antagonist and then we don't get him. He's not playable. I hope that doesn't happen. Well, I do want SCREWLLUM to be a Xandar clone, but I don't want him to be like a villain. So, Sage, no, I mean he is because they kept putting him in the files. Yeah, originally, weren't we supposed to get SCREWLLUM when Dr. Ratio came out? Wasn't that like the rumor that Dr. Ratio's kit was SCREWLLUM's, and then they changed it because they're like, well, shit, SCREWLLUM is too big of a character. We got to save him for something later. Yeah, Sage, they switched it to Ratio, I think. So, which would have been kind of cool. We would have gotten SCREWLLUM for free, probably. But now we get to get him as probably like a main push character. SCREWLLUM into Ratio, then SCREWLLUM into Rappa, all imaginary. Really, I did not know about the Rappa thing. I only knew about the Ratio thing. So, but yeah, I guess they are imaginary. So if that rumor is true, that the same element thing would be a part of it. So, but yeah, really fun animated short. Like obviously not too much to like analyze there, not a lot to theorize. Really cool to see SCREWLLUM and SCREWLLUM meet for the first time. Kind of see a little bit of the impact of level 999's power. How it's able to really just screw up a lot of things. And SCREWLLUM can't control it. At least in this point in time, she cannot control it. But Sage, when you play through 4.2, I think you're going to see a lot of really cool things, a lot of interesting things that are going to add on to your understanding of SCREWLLUM and add on to your understanding of the cartridge and level 999. The files changed to Rappa's name, then everyone said, welp, he's never coming out. Also, he's on the PS4 release art, but he wasn't playable in 1.x. Oh yeah, this art. This is, by the way, this is one of my favorite arts that they've had released, like official arts. I really like this official art. But yeah, I'm guessing like this was supposed to be like a 1.x art, right? You've got like IPC, Imbiber de Lune, Kafka, obviously, and then they wanted to represent the Genius Society in some way, and I think they were planning for it to be SCREWLLUM, and then they're like, well, shit. So Dr. Ratio probably should have been here instead. So, but yeah, we definitely know that he was planned. But honestly, I think I do prefer it this way over like getting him for free. I think SCREWLLUM being like a super hype, mega push character is something that I prefer over him releasing all the way back during 1.x. But then I guess they would have done like a SP for him, right? They would have done a SCREWLLUM SP. So, whatever. We shall not focus on the past. The past is the mystery. No. That's not how it goes. It's something else. Someone. We quoted Oogway yesterday when we did the 4.2 story. Sage, I like the building up considering what happened with Amphorius. So the writer probably made him get scrapped for the story potential. Yep. Which, like I said, I think was a smart decision. They're saving him for something big later down the line. What that might be, whether it's, SCREWLLUM being connected to Xander, SCREWLLUM, doing something in his position as a Genius Society member, or, as the leader of Planet SCREWLLUM. If Planet SCREWLLUM ends up being a planet that we go to, who knows, right? Who knows? There's a lot of potential with SCREWLLUM. So he's playable. Xander named would be funny. Instead of SCREWLLUM, we just get Xander. That would be pretty funny. But no, I think SCREWLLUM is a much more, I think, marketable name than Xander. It's been around. He's been around from the very start. So, but okay, we're gonna go ahead and wrap it up here for today. Sage, thanks a ton for coming in, my friend. Always super nice to chat with you. Animated short was super fun. Getting to see Silverwolf and SCREWLLUM go at it like that. But like I said at the start of Scream, next stream will be the discussion/recap stream of 4.2. Sage, I hope you have a great time with 4.2 whenever you decide to play it through, my friend. It was a lot of fun, some really cool reveals, some really cool moments, and some actually really great character writing. So hopefully you have fun with it. If he's Remembrance, it could work. True, but he's almost certainly going to be Erudition. But yeah, discussion/recap stream will be soon, potentially this weekend, potentially Monday or Tuesday. We'll see how my energy feels. And yeah, I love the short too, Sage, as I love them all. Definitely, the animated shorts are definitely amazing. And thank God we are getting an anime. Honkai Star Rail anime coming to you soon. But yeah, thanks a lot, everyone, for watching. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up here today. Everyone, I hope you have a fantastic weekend. Take care, and peace late.